Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the old lady, and this is Tips for the Advanced Football Manager number 20. Today I want to talk about corners, especially short corners. I take them. I have my team set up to take short corners. I wish it were possible to adjust the mix of corners that your team takes so that you could set, say, 40% short and 20% in swinger and whatever. You know what I mean? But it isn't, so, that would be just a pipe dream. Anyway, the thing about corners is, in real life, and I'm talking about here as well as in Football Manager, they suck. They're a dreadful way to try and get a goal. Less than 2% of corners end up in the goal. All right, less than 2%, meaning that on average it takes about 50 corners to get a goal. That's just facts. I'll provide you with a couple of links in the description that back this up with some numbers, but that's just facts. Corners don't score goals. I mean, they do a little bit, but very rarely. So knowing that, you want to maximize your value from any given corner, and the maximum value you can get from a corner, and again, this is backed up by one of the links in the description below, that short corners are in fact the most effective. The teams that use the short corner score the most goals. I don't make the rules, it's just how it works. This is for a number of reasons. When you get a short corner, you give somebody a much better angle to pass the ball towards the goal. You draw one of the defenders out of the mixer, making it a little bit less congested, which is good for you. I mean, it's a little less congested with their players, is the point. It allows you two people to beat that one defender, which is a great situation. It allows you to set up a 2-on-1 with that defender, and you can, generally speaking, beat that player with the 2-on-1. So they are, generally speaking, more effective. All right. The other thing to know about corners is that outswinging corners, while they look a lot more interesting and they're exciting for the crowd to watch, are much less effective. Okay. In-swinging corners are far more effective at delivering goals. And, when we're talking about the difference between, 2.5% and 1.5%, it doesn't seem like much, but that's a 60% difference. 40% difference, excuse me, between the two. So that's a pretty significant amount of goal time to be lost. So, keep that in mind. It's definitely better to use an in-swinging corner than an out-swinging corner, and the short corner is in fact the most effective. Now, whether it is in the game, I'm not sure yet, but I'm trying it out, and we're going to see how it works, and see how smart they are in the game about actually using a short corner. But I've used them for a while, or at least used the setup for them, although my players seem to rarely take them. Use the setup for them for quite some time now, and I've found that it's effective in, like I said, drawing a defender out of the mixer, and in giving you a chance at a 2-on-1 out on the wing, especially if, as so frequently happens, the first man heads the ball back. I mean, in real life, 40% of corners are headed away by the first man. It's not a hugely effective set piece. That's just the way it is. So don't get too disappointed if you're only getting, one corner goal every 50 corners or something. That just makes you average. This used to be much higher. In the era before the Premier League, there was, because of the lack of athleticism, the sheer athleticism that we have today, corners tended to be much more effective. So as much as 6% of corners resulted in goals in pre-1992 football in England. Now, not so much. I hope you found that useful. Do give it a like or subscribe if you found it useful. Pass it along. Let other people know that this series is happening. And I hope you have a great day and take care.